rolling up to the top, and then these guys need to grab it from you. Right, roll again. No, roll it to them. Yeah, obviously it's Remembrance Day. We did a display 5 years ago, actually 2019, that remembered some of the former players that went off to fight in both World Wars, and paid tribute to the Sherwood Foresters, which was the local regiment. A few years have passed, and clearly it's always an important day, not just for football of course, but it is a good opportunity with big crowds to do that special thing, to actually remember people. And what we've tried to do at Forza Garibaldi is try and make that more personal connection with actual players that have played for Forest, that have fought, sometimes even lost their lives. Jack Bell, Robert Firth and William Fisk were Army reservists, all got called up as soon as war broke out in 1914, and within a couple of days, unfortunately their careers just stopped. They left Forest and they were taken to Nottingham Victoria Station by a collection of people from the club, including the club secretary at the time. What they did is they basically left Nottingham to go and join up with their battalions, regiments, whoever they were joining, and quite sadly for them, their careers were virtually over, at least for the foreseeable. So they went to Nottingham Victoria Station, they boarded a train. Harry Cobbin, who was the committee member at the time, handed over chocolates and tobacco and things like that. So those three men, albeit they are representing a wider pool of people, far more Forest players went off to fight. That seems like a really nice story to commemorate in terms of those first three footballers that went off in the First World War. So the first part of the display will centre around that moment in 1914 at Victoria Station. So we've got the club committee men, club secretary, waving off the players who were on the train that everyone will have seen. The second banner, which will come out a little bit later, that is about that moment, which is the cenotaph in 1921. So Bob Masters, who was one of the people on the station in 1914, waving them off. On a way to Fulham in 1921, he decided to take the team to the cenotaph to pay tribute. Obviously the war had ended a couple of years previously. They laid the wreath at the cenotaph, and Bob Masters, the secretary, attached a note which will be part of the second banner, which says, "Lest we forget, in memory of the lads who have played their last game." That connects to a whole realm of people, footballers and Forest players, but in particular for this display, obviously we're thinking about William Fisk as well, the goalkeeper, who never returned, sadly. Now roll it to them. No, you guys keep it there, sorry, you keep it there. It needs to be on that wall. Right, you should have two fat sausages next to each other, one slightly fatter than the other. It generally starts in someone's brain. As I say, with this one, we had the idea from 5 years ago that we maybe wanted to do a bit of a soft sequel to it. Quite obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into it from a lot of people. We can see them all behind me here. The design that goes into it, Paul, who does a lot of our design, Forest fan who sits with us in the Low Bridgeford, he has created this and brought it together with his skills, and we've turned it into this idea which is meaningful, but also something that is the effort and a bit of a long road of a lot of hard work from a lot of people. So it's quite a special thing, and they're there to create that bit of extra inspiration, not just for Nuno and the players, but also the fans in the stand as well.
And the displays, they're completely crowdfunded, and it's a team of volunteers that set them up. How important is that to you, that it is something kind of by the fans, for the fans?
Yeah, I mean, from day one, it was always the absolute bottom line of what we were going to do. We think it was more important to do it that way, as I talked about, the fans being part of that and actually making it happen is what actually makes them quite authentic and actually lends something to them, we think. So when you see them unveiled in the Trent End or anywhere else in the ground, people can be sort of assured that actually, maybe if you sat in the Bridgeford end or sat in A block, you can actually think, you know what, I've actually helped that happen because I've donated money or I've bought a flag or a badge or something like that. So yeah, it's massively important to us, and that will always be part of what we do.